You're not a bad person for understanding that individual success can sometimes come at the cost of the collective good. You're not a bad person for understanding that, seeing it, and sometimes having to acknowledge it. Because we treat those people like villains. We treat those people like they're bad vibes, like they're not ambitious, like they're anti-growth. And that's not the case. I've been wrestling with this for the last few days because I was invited to the TikTok Creator Summit. Now, I may get in trouble for this. You may not see my videos for a while. The day itself, people, was fine. There were talks, there were panels, there were people from all over the sort of TikTok industry. I went because I just wanted to see what it was about. I struggled a little bit. It was a bit loud, it was a bit showy. My mouth was agape. At times, I was just sitting there going, "What is happening?" It was an odd one, but it's because it's new. I don't think it's a thing I'll get used to. At one point in the day, they're like going around with a mic and asking different content creators advice and strategies. And so much of the conversation, not all, but so much of the conversation is how do we game the human brain? Not enough of it was about the depth of content. Personally, for me, when I'm watching these people talk, how do we keep people hooked, addicted, scrolling? How do we keep people on our videos and then moving on to the next one? Now, I can live with that kind of, if everyone's honest about what that means, about what that does to people, if they understand the cost. Because then at least I'll just go, well, we just have different principles. But then this one guy, he was a football creator, I don't remember his name, he gets up and he starts to talk about all the same stuff, but at one point in the middle of it, he sort of just kind of shrugs a little bit and goes, look, people's attention spans are so bad, we have to learn to work with that, it's a shame. And he's saying it thinking like, this has been a problem that's been thrust on us. I'm sorry, no. This started social media apps way ago. This started with Facebook, this started with Instagram. We did this. The people that make stuff for those spaces did this. You're not navigating some new normal. You made the new normal. I just wish people could accept that it's not bad to say that your personal bank account does not mean more than the collective good of the human race, of your audience. Your audience deserves better. We can do this. We can make great work, make money, build communities without doing it at the expense of the collective good. It's possible. The thing that annoys me is that we're so quick to blame algorithms and corporations, and yes, they built an infrastructure, but we're the ones populating it. We're the ones racing to the bottom. They didn't make us do that. We started doing that. It responded because that's what's successful, and so it had to feed that. But if we had decided not to, if we'd have held each other to more account, stopped patting people on the backs for getting millions of views whilst also siphoning off the attention spans of their audiences, then maybe this never would have happened. You don't have to be that kind of creator, and you should be calling those kind of creators out. I say this as someone who's worked on his hooks. I say this as someone who's said things that are inflammatory. I say this as someone who often will post something and in his brain go, that's probably going to get numbers. I'm aware of all of those things. But I feel deeply beholden and responsible to the people I'm selling something to. I work hard, and as most people do, to make sure their content has something inside. That the depth has to be worthy of that initial hold. And if you're not capable of that, then honestly, I don't think you should be doing this. I don't think that just because your bank account is flush, that means you should be doing it. There has to be a reason. Otherwise, what am I building here? What am I even doing this for? I've given a lot of advice to people, to creators on this app, and it's almost never about hooks. It's never about gaming a person's brain. It's always been about, who are you? Who are you, and how can you tell us who you are in the most worthy, honest, human way possible? That's how you build an audience, big or small.